नदिया गोद्रु में नित्यानंद महाजन, नदिया गोद्रु में नित्यानंद महाजन, पातियाचे नामहत जीवेर कारण, नदिया गोद्रु में नित्यानंद महाजन, श्रद्धावान जन है, श्रद्धावान जन है, श्रद्धावान जन है, श्रद्धावान जन है। प्रभुरा आज्ञाया बाई मागिए भिक्षा, प्रभुरा आज्ञाया बाई बोलो कृष्ण भजो कृष्ण करो कृष्ण शिक्षा, अपराध शून्य होइलो कृष्ण नाम, कृष्ण माता कृष्ण पिता कृष्ण धन प्राण, कृष्णेरा संसार करो छाड़ी अनाचार, जीवे रोया कृष्ण नाम सर्वधर्म सार, नदिया गोद्रु में नित्यानंद महाजन, पातियाते राम हट जीवेर कारण, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। So today's session is right attitude in preaching. That is one of the, I'll show you the syllabus. See, there's one thing left out here. Cultivating right attitude in preaching. You're able to see this one? Yeah. Correct.
It's awesome.
Yeah. So we will complete that also. We will complete. So that was cultivating right attitude. It's a very important session. So the song we were singing, it is talking about Lord Nityananda's preaching, isn't it? So, in a place called Godrumadvip, Nityananda Mahajan, he starting his outreach activities. And just like they sell vegetables in the market, there is a potato, there is tomato, there is bendi. Like that, he also was distributing many names of the Lord. And he said, who can come and pick up the names? One who has Shraddha, one who has faith. Oh, people of faith is calling Shraddhavan Jan Hai. So one very important thing in this song you will see, Prabhura Ajna Bai Magi Ai Bhiksha is saying, I am coming to beg all of you to chant Krishna's name, worship Krishna, and study and teach Gita Bhagavatam. But I am not ordering you, Prabhura Ajna Bai. That means I have been ordered by my master. Who is his master? Lord Chaitanya. On his order, I am preaching. Like Prabhupada said, my spiritual master told me to go to West and give this message in English language, Prabhupada said. So one of the very first attitudes of all of us as preachers is, I am used as an instrument, a vehicle in reaching the message of the Vedic literature to the mass of people. I am acting like a conduit, or like a, just like, for example, if you have a wire which is connected to a socket, so the electricity flows through that wire, say to this computer here, and now then it is charging the computer. Correct, no? So the wire thinks that I have no qualification. My only qualification is I am connected to the socket. And those wires which are not connected to the socket, they cannot do that work of passing the electricity. Correct, no? So Lord Nityananda always felt, I am connected to Lord Chaitanya and his order is taking effect. Therefore, some people are understanding this philosophy. Another way we can see it also is that the content what I am presenting is not mine. The only monopoly person who can have monopoly of all knowledge is Krishna. Vedaham samatitani vartamanani charjuna. He is all knower of everything. So there's nothing that he does not know. So the knowledge is owned by Krishna. I am just acting as a vehicle. Like you all have seen a goods train carrying a lot of goods. So the goods train goes from point A to point B and then empties everything and goes back and loads it fully and again unloads it. So it acts as a vehicle. Acts as a vehicle for distributing knowledge. Distributing the goods. Similarly, we are also receiving and we are distributing and we are receiving. So this is a very important thing. The two examples I have given now. One is the connection to the socket. Another one is the goods train becoming a vehicle for carrying the goods. Both these examples are illustrating a point that the knowledge we are transmitting is not ours. We are just transmitting the parampara knowledge, which is mercifully bestowed on us, and we are giving it to others. That's one part. And another part is that on order of the Guru Parampara, we are preaching. So when one should not tend to think that my skills are very great and I am very smart in keeping 1,000 people spellbound or something like that. So yes, it is quite possible that somebody is very skilled. Therefore, there's a saying in English, charisma can attract people, only character can hold them, it is said. Because, there are many very great talkers, they can have millions of followers also. But how many people will commit to chanting Hare Krishna after hearing from them? How many people will go to the point of initiation? How many people will continue to be in ISKCON further till the last breath? So these things have to be seen also. Actually, if all of us have experienced, no matter how big preachers we may be, the funnel always goes like this. When it starts with a big number, becomes lesser and lesser and lesser. Generally, you will see that when you want to do something wonderful, you only have a handful of people you always call. Hey, Prabhuji, Mataji, please come. At the end of the day, you have only a very small number. Although, like one temple I asked, Prabhuji, how many are your community members? He said, 400. He said, really? He said, it was actually 200. He said, on festival days, we get 400. He said, oh, 200. That is also very good. He said, but actually 100. He said, I said, what is that? He said, Prabhuji, actually 200 people are actually people who are registered, connected, and they are also part of the counselor group also. But regular, every Sunday, those who come are only 100. Other people will come, if some senior devotee comes, they will come. Festival days, they will come. And they will do services also, these people. Like that is 100 people, you can really count. They come every Sunday. They do. So you tell me exactly it's 100. Not exactly 150. What is that? These are the people who are fully dedicated, fully committed. They feel for the project, correct? No? They will do whatever you tell, you can call them. If there is emergency, they are the people whom I call. I was telling like that. So from 400, it came to 50. So why I am saying this? when we take any community, it's very easy for us to do that first hit in a very big manner, but then the funnel becomes small. But Krishna ultimately says, Manushyanam Sahasreshu. He says 1 out of 1,000 can understand Krishna. He says, Yatadamapi Siddhanam Kashin Mameti Tattva. He says, it's not very easy. Although in our database we can have a big number. Correct now? So there are things we can show the world, there are things which we know from our side. There are two things like this. You see this, so therefore many companies also, they do little but they promote a lot. You've seen that? Like if they have to tell the client what they are doing, actually all the employees know what kind of drama they're doing. Correct, no? But actual people, they know what is inside. So in outside people are very expert at it. Correct, no? So yes, it is possible to bring. You tell we are going for a yatra, big crowd will come. Like in those days, if you want to find out the lost devotees, yatra is the best place. Recently went for Govardhan Yatra also, no? You catch, hey Prabhuji, where were you? We were looking for you. Prabhuji, please don't take out time for me. I am all right, Prabhuji, I am all right. No, you are all right. Come here, sit. No, Prabhuji, you are a very busy man. You are senior devotee. I don't want to disturb you, he was telling. I said, I am not getting disturbed. I am only calling you. Come. Because he knows that if I call him, I'm going to take his number and follow him up and invite him for the weekly program and everything. He says that, Prabhuji, yatra is one time I get some little shelter. I come. Other times don't call me. Whatever. So that is why actually preaching means giving faith in the holy name. Preaching means giving faith in Krishna. Preaching means making people become committed, dedicated, sold out servants of Guru Parampara. That is preaching. So each of us have to see how many people we have like that in our grip, within our fold. We can say that yes, these are people, in our preaching. Even after many years of preaching, we find it's very difficult to count that number. And also there are people who are highly talented but who whimsically do whatever they want also. They may be powerful also, powerfully whimsical also. There are people like that also. Manmani, you say, there are people like that. Those who are aligned with Guru Parampara, properly preaching with proper knowledge and proper attitude, it's not very easy. So, therefore, Bhaktivedanta Thakur was telling one of his disciples, initially when you preach, you want to reform the world and transform the world in 1 week. You want to make the whole world Krishna conscious. You think like that. And after 1 year, you think the world is too big, let me take only our country. Then after 2 years, you take only your state. Then after 5 years, you become little more realized, let us take our city first. After that, we will go to our state. Then after 10 years, you realize, no, city also, let us take our own colony. One colony will let us take. Whatever it is, my home avatar, my home Krishe, whatever. Green grace, you take one colony. Let us do something in this colony. You think like that, isn't it? And then after 20 years, you realize, let me reform this one person. So Bhaktivedanta Thakur said, even if I don't transform others, at least I got little transformed. What is the transformation which came in us? All these fellows to whom we preached, they jointly made us Srinada Peshunichana. They brought the humble soul out of us. We were never so humble in the beginning. In 20 years, they will make us really humble. And fellows who were babies 20 years ago, now they will dance on your head. Isn't it? So that's what Bhaktivedanta Thakur told his disciple, that actually if you preach to one person who is Sai Pashu Bada Durachar, the one person inside who is very difficult to reform is ourselves. And all the people to whom we preach, they actually become our teachers. They bring out the good quality in us eventually. So remember these two things. We are connected to Guru Parampara like a wire, plugged into a socket. Only in the socket connection is that then the electricity comes. Otherwise, no electricity. Mercy cannot flow unless we are connected properly. If you are disconnected and doing whimsically something on our own, that's not called preaching. Maybe that's a show off, we can say. That's not preaching. Preaching means there has to be upward connection. And from that upward connection, we should be drawing also. Ask yourself honestly how much we feel dependence to our spiritual master and our Guru Parampara. There are disciples who hear spiritual master regularly, note down the instructions and implement in their life, and how much what I need to change in my life, and they think like that. So Guru, Prabhupada, and the Acharyas, the Parampara, from how much dependence are we feeling? That feeling of dependence to them, like honestly speaking, if you see Prabhupada when he was going in the Jaladuta, he was writing that poem, Bado Krupa Koile Krishna, correct now? That shows his dependence on Krishna. Huh? He says that Nachava Nachava Prabhu, Nachava Semate, Kashtera Putali Jano, Nachava Semate. He says, Bhakti Nai, Vedanai, Naam Kub Dharo. Bhakti Vedanta. He's saying, you have given me the name Bhakti Vedanta, but neither do I have Bhakti, nor do I have Vedantic knowledge. So he is saying that personally, I have no qualification. All that I am carrying with me is your mercy. And if I am a puppet in your hands. You can make me dance the way you want. That's the mood in which he's speaking to Krishna. Then there's another poem Prabhupada wrote where he said that, in all the places, even including water, in the sky, on the land, everywhere the holy name will reverberate. And that great personality will become satisfied, he said. Who is the great personality he's talking about? His spiritual master. Bhaksan Saraswati Thakur. In one song he wrote, that's the same song where he writes that today morning remembrance of Krishna came in a very beautiful way. In the pastures of Vrindavan, I saw Krishna playing with his friends. Like the Prabhupada writes that poem. In the same poem you will read this. So he has a very strong identification and remembrance and sense of belonging to the spiritual master. Like one day in 1966, he got a very severe chest pain. Then he told the devotees to take him to New York. So he came to New York temple. There is a large picture of Bhakti Saraswati Thakur. And Prabhupada, with great difficulty, bent down, practically light Ashtanga Pranam he did and touching the feet of the Guru. He said, oh, spiritual master, you have sent me to West to preach this knowledge in English. But now I am feeling severe chest pain. It appears to me that I may not live long. So what is your plan? Do you want me to stay and preach and make devotees, or you want to call me back now? Like that he asked. So, of course, then he lived till 77 after that. Another 10, 11 more years he lived. But the point is, he strongly identified that I have been sent by my Guru to this place to preach and make devotees for his pleasure. Like that he thought. See, therefore, there are two pushings we can get from inside. One pushing is internal pushing, internal potency pushing, which is coming for Srila Prabhupada. I was telling you that, oh, Guru has ordered me, Guru Parampara has ordered me, Guru Parampara has empowered me, and I am depending on Krishna and Guru, and if they wish, miracles can happen. Like thinking like that, that is guided and conducted by the internal potency. And another type of push is the passionate push which comes from the three gunas. This passionate push makes us do things while we are internally disconnected. We don't feel that upward connection so much, nor do we feel dependence, nor do we draw any energy, spiritual energy from the top. Up, top down, nothing is coming. Only here, things are going out from here, but nothing comes from the top. So that is due to driven by the external potency, by passionate push. So every preacher has to do some soul searching. Do that soul searching and trying to sit and reflect and write journal, thinking about how much am I dependent on Hari, Guru and Vaishnavas, and how much am I being pushed by the three modes. So by doing this kind of soul searching, it helps us to refine our quality of our consciousness. Then here you see, Prabhura Ajnaya Bayi Magi Ye Viksha. On whose order I have come to beg you? Prabhu, Mahaprabhu. So he is my superior who has ordered me. Like Jiva Goswami ordered our Dukhi Krishna Das to sweep in the Seva Kunj. So he got a Seva. Correct, no? Similarly, you will find the three personalities who were guided by Jiva Goswami. They were sent on a Sankirtan mission with the bullock cart, correct now? They were sent for, because Janamataji had ordered. That time Janavi Devi had told that let the books of the Goswamis not remain in Vrindavan only. So there are 3 P's you heard, protect, preserve, and propagate. This is the best way to, in this world, ensure that anything good can be perpetuated for all time to come. What we should do? Protect, preserve, and propagate. So protect means from evil forces. Like, for example, say you wrote one book of top-notch secrets about spiritual life, and you did not protect it. Some envious elements burnt it, just like somebody burned all the Vedic books. In Nalanda University, we hear about that, isn't it? Somebody with envious elements may do that. So you couldn't protect it. It can get lost also. Like Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, I could get only one copy of Chaitanya Charitamrita with great difficulty, he says. Thank God it came to the hand of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Because of that, we got so much guidance in our line. So it's very important that nowadays BRC is digitalizing all the writings of the Acharyas, putting it all into computer and preserving it. So one is to protect the knowledge, content of knowledge, and then preserve it. How do we preserve it? By studying, relishing, discussing amongst ourselves. That's how you preserve it. That means we have to become living scriptures. Increase the number of living scriptures. Who is a living scripture? A devotee who has given one's heart to the wisdom of the scriptures. One thinks that this is real life. Nothing else is real life. And outside materialistic life is hollow life. If somebody has substance, means he lives the scriptures. It's called as a sadhava. Sadhava means one who is a walking, talking scripture. One who lives by abides by the rulings of the scripture. Then you can preserve. For example, in Hyderabad, we want to preserve this. You increase the number of people who live Krishna consciousness, correct? No? Then you will see that this will go on and on for a long time. Now, for example, all of you, your children, for example, if they start practicing Krishna consciousness, here is next generation, isn't it? So like that, when they practice, then it becomes preserved, because you are also practicing, and then they catch it from you, and then they also practice, then their children catch it. So in the Vamsh will continue with Krishna consciousness like that. And protect, preserve, and propagate means one has to, just like you all are going to school and doing Rath Yatra, we are doing Bhagavatam distribution. Similarly, you are doing Rath Yatra, in Janmashtami, in 25 or 30 or 40 housing colonies. This is actually propagation. Propagation means creating awareness to people, what is Krishna consciousness. Like this is Damodar month. I heard that in Gulf, they are covering some 25,000 houses. Many, every devotee is given some kind of task in this month. Of course, they do only one paragraph They don't sing the full. Because in one evening, they go to, like one devotee goes to like 10, 15 or 20 houses. Some of them go to 40, 50 houses also. They go, very, very short program. They do 10 minutes program and they push off. Like what they do is, they go to your house, they put the Damodar picture, the family members come, everything is kept ready, everything is passed on in WhatsApp. They keep the lamps ready, some prasad ready, and then they put the picture, they do one paragraph, and take the number of the people and everything. And the people Hindus feel great satisfaction that in our home, a group of 20, 30 people came. And then they all offered the lamp, our home became very holy. And they give them a copy of the Bhagavad Gita and some Prabhupada's book. And those people, they become part of this thing. Then later on, they identify with ISKCON also. And then 10 minutes, 15 minutes in one house. So if you have 5 hours, one evening, if somebody goes, how many homes? 20 homes they cover. Correct? 15 or 20 homes, one person covers like that. Like that, they are trying to cover it with hundreds and thousands of devotees all across the Gulf. Like that they do. Like you all do Janmashtami here, Rath Yatra here, like that. So that's propagation. Propagation means if you don't propagate, the knowledge will gradually become extinct. People will not know what is Krishna consciousness. Look at our Srila Prabhupada. He translated all Sanskrit books into English, and English into 80 languages. And he opened a unit called BBT, Bhaktivedanta Book Trust, huge, massive amount of, till now, 60 crore pieces of spiritual literature are distributed by ISKCON. Huh? So this is a massive propagation of transcendental knowledge, correct now. And not just knowledge, he opened the temples, huh? And he established the deities of Radha Krishna, Gaurnitai, Jagannath Baladev Subhadra, in not only India but also all over the world. This is another propagation of expansion of temples and farm communities. In this way, and also now audio, video, ISKCON devotees have worldwide have started so many channels nowadays. Temple channels are there, individual devotee channels are there. So much propagation is happening now. So protect, preserve, and propagate. So for doing this, the feeling the connection, Prabhu Ajna Bhai is saying. So he got his Prabhu, who is Bhaksan Thakur. If you ever get money, print books. That's order he got. And then you are young boys, why don't you go to the Western world and propagate this message in English language? That's another order. So 2 orders he got, and then he executed. He always used to say to the disciples, in this way, my Guru Maharaj had this aspiration, and I gave my life for it like that. So, and then he's saying, no. Then how does he propagate? Bolo Krishna, Bhajo Krishna, Karo Krishna Shiksha. Another one he says here, Aparada Shunya Hoilo Krishna Nam, Krishna Mata, Krishna Pita, Krishna Dhana Pran. He's saying preaching means we should bring the people to the point of offenseless chanting. That is preaching. Because if sometimes we preach to people, they become devotees. After 1, 2, 3, 4 years, they disappear suddenly. Why? Because they are not tasting the chanting. They are not getting purification from the chanting. Like for example, when you go to a doctor, you took the medicine and then you got cured. You are going to tell hundreds of people about the doctor. Correct, no? Like one devotee saw another devotee sitting like this. Hey, Prabhu, why are you sitting like this? I think you have piles. Prabhuji, how did you know? He asked. He said, Prabhu, I used to sit also like that. Because I also had these piles before. But when piles comes, it comes in the butt, behind the body, behind the buttocks. You feel uneasy to tell anybody. And also that devotee was a shy devotee to go to doctor and show the backside. How can I show? He said, I will tolerate. But then it's becoming bigger and bigger. This devotee put the devotee in a vehicle, personally took him to the doctor and showed to the doctor, and within 2, 3 months it got cured completely. The doctor gave medicine. So I asked this devotee, Prabhu, how you are so enthusiastic to take this devotee personally, spend 2 to 3 hours? He said, Prabhuji, because I got cured. I got cured and I want to see anybody suffering from this type of piles. I would like to see them cured by the same doctor. Similarly, Prabhupada's books cured us. Correct, no? Prabhupada's books brought us to sanity. So how do you know that you benefited from Prabhupada's books? What's the proof? You cannot keep quiet. You have to go around and telling people, hey, I read Prabhupada's books. He gave this chanting and I am doing this reading Prabhupada's books and hearing his lectures. It's so nice. Similarly, any item eatable, some very, like in Yatra time, which was the best sweet any of you ate out of all the days, 6 days? Any one day you tell me, which was the best sweet? Custard. Fruit custard. That was the best. Maharaj also elaborately explained that. Putting about the eyes and everything. So now, after you eat the fruit custard, are you going to keep quiet or talk about it? Propagate. Propagate. If you're going to talk about it, that means you have relished it. Correct, no? If you relish it, you will naturally propagate it. You will talk about it. In the same manner, if you benefited from Prabhupada and Prabhupada's books and from his movement, you cannot keep quiet. You have to go around telling many, many, many people. That's actually called preaching. Preaching means you are overflowing with the gratitude. Like if you have a glass, you pour milk and the glass is full, it's going to overflow. Preaching is actually overflow of gratitude from the heart for what gifts you have received in your life. So, in this way, when one is speaking from the heart, because the wisdom of the parampara goes from heart to heart. Tene Brahma Hrida Ya Adikavaye Mukhyanti Yatsur, it says. Which means Hrida means heart. So Lord Vishnu from his heart gave the knowledge to Brahma's heart. And Brahma gave it to Narada's heart. Narada gave it to Vyasa's heart. Why am I using the word heart? Because every one of these gurus touched the heart of the disciples. So when a person speaks from the bottom of his heart, it also touches the heart of the audience also. When a person prepares a lecture to impress the people, to give some, uh, you know, something where he has got from somewhere which nobody knows, then you find that it only impresses the head. So the lectures given for impressing others will impress the head of the people. And then they will say, that was a very interesting piece of information. Thank you, bye-bye. And they'll go away. But if it comes from the heart, that's why Tene Brahma Hridaya Adi Kavya it is said. So, and for the knowledge to come from the heart, one has to chant offenselessly. The one who is an inoffensive chanter, then that person's heart gets cleansed. When heart is cleansed, the knowledge sinks in and turns into realization. And when the realization dawns, then one can speak with realization. So therefore, here is saying, aparada shunyaho loka Krishna. Chant Krishna's name, but without any aparadas, you say. So all of us have to make an effort. Any preacher should make daily morning an effort to chant as offenselessly as possible in the early morning hours. And then such a person can feel this, Krishna Mata, Krishna Pita, Krishna Dana Pran. And same thing one should teach also. And then he's saying, Krishnera samsara karo, chhadi anachar. Jivedaya Krishna Nam, Sarva Dharmasa. He's saying that while living in samsara, material world as a family man, family woman, chhadi anachar, don't break the four regulative principles. Lead a clean life, pure life. And then even while living in samsara, like Ambarish Maharaj was living in the midst of the world, being a king of the whole world at that time. So he was actually like a drop of water, not touching a lotus leaf. Like that he lived a very, very pure life. So this is Nityananda Prabhu's preaching. So when we have to preach in the age of distraction to people, how to catch attention of our audience in this age of unlimited distraction is a very good question, isn't it? Even in a class, people sometimes are meddling with their mobiles. Like once I asked a question in a class because some 2, 3 fellows were into their mobile. And then they kept the mobile. I said, what is the question? Because they didn't listen. I said, even if I tell you the question, you won't be able to answer. I said, why? Because you didn't listen prior to that. I'm going to ask question based on that. You were into replying your WhatsApp message right now. So this is a very big menace nowadays. Even in the, please read that. Who has another mic with you?
Hare Krishna. Distraction from the real business of life has always been a problem. Even the ancient Vedic sages speak of it. But these days we have more distractions than ever before. We can lose ourselves so deeply in the digital world that the solid world of bricks and bread and brothers and mothers disappears.
Isn't it? Yeah. Our Mohan Prabhu from Delhi had sent one thing. I'll just check whether it is there. See this. See. Huh? It's not coming there? No, it's coming on. It's all right. No, it's coming.
दोस्तों ये वीडियो वो माँ बाप देखे जो माँ बाप लाड़ प्यार में अपने बच्चों को फोन दे देते हैं। देख लीजिए आप लोग, इस बच्ची को एक तो आंख से दिखना कम हो गया है और देख लीजिए ये बच्ची अपना मानसिक संतुलन खो बैठी है। इसीलिए बच्चों को लाड़ प्यार में फोन ना दें और वीडियो को शेयर करें। हो सकता है आपके एक शेयर से किसी बच्चे का भविष्य बिगड़ने से बच जाए।
Why it's not coming a sound? I think some problem there, I think. Which is the device? The sound is good enough. It just has to come properly. It breaks and comes like this. No, original not like that. It was like no. This is breaking. Because original is good. If you remove all this, it will come.
You can forward it later.
We'll see later. Yeah, we'll see later.
This video came very viral.
Is it? So, that's true. Actually, there are both types of videos. This is one type of video. There's another video. Humorously also they have conveyed also. Same, this thing. Like, a mother and daughter, they go to a park to have a quality time to talk. But they sat on the bench and both are looking in two different directions with their mobiles. Forgot for which they went. Yeah, read the second one.
Yeah, Hare Krishna Prabhu. Whether the distraction is the lure of the unlimited options of the internet or the quarreling of neighbors in the village, the effect is the same. Wasting time for no substantial benefit.
Yeah, so people are being haunted like this. It's being chased, you see. See, anything you do, especially study, requires focus and concentration. Whether you give a weekly program or anything, we need a concentration. Like this, you see, like from one teapot to another teapot, when you're pouring oil, it requires concentration. Or welding requires concentration. Like we talk about Arjuna's concentration, isn't it? So without that proper concentration, we won't be able to do anything. Like you see, a lens focusing at a focal point can burn a paper or cotton, you see. So people, if they pay, like teacher and the student and the dwell time, we call it. These three are very important. If a devotee, the preacher is a very Krishna conscious preacher, very good preacher, having good knowledge of the grasp of the knowledge of Krishna consciousness and has good behavior also, both are important. And Sadachara's behavior and Krishna conscious knowledge. He or she, whoever it is, they're capable of delivering something substantial to people. And the student should have enthusiasm, eagerness, but along with that, attentiveness is required. Only then, it can sink in. So I'm giving some examples of distraction. Who is this? Who was distracted? Vishwamitra. By whom? Trishanku. And what is the cause? But he wanted to show off to whom? Vasishtha. He said, because Trishanku was speaking, oh, I thought Vasishtha is a great sage. Even such a great sage like Vasishtha are not able to do. Like that, he spoke just outside the hut of Vishwamitra. Vishwamitra immediately came out and said, tell me, what is that thing what Vasishtha couldn't do? I will do and show you. It's a kind of competition, pride. So because of the unhealthy comparison, Vishwamitra wanted to send Trishanku to Swarga without performing any yajna. See, Indra saw that, hey, what is this UFO coming without any yajna? No. Like that, he used thunderbolt to put him back. Then he was coming down. Again, Vishwamitra was sending him up. Back and forth. And finally, he made Trishanku Swarga. Correct, no? This is due to pride. This is another second distraction, Vishwamitra. What is the cause of, by whom? By Menaka. And what is the cause? Lust. And then, what is the last one? How we could have avoided this distraction? By association of devotees, it's compulsory to avoid Maya. After he gave birth to Shakuntala, then he realized that then he wants to go away. See, he wants to give up and go away after that. So you will find, similarly, thirdly, he was again distracted third time by Ramba. She came and showered flowers. What is that? This thing. Parijata flowers. And Vishamdra was wondering, hey, how so many flowers? It's very rare flower, only once in 12 years it comes. Then he looked behind, it was Ramba. He said, earlier Menaka cheated me, now you have come to cheat me. So he saw her angrily and cursed her to become a stone. So because of anger, he lost his tapovalam. Please read that.
Hare Krishna. Learn
Yeah.
Learn from previous mistakes and don't repeat. Meditate on the consequences of lust, anger, greed before reacting. Go for good association of devotees who are free from lust, anger, and greed, and who are chanting Hare Krishna. Anger arises due to controlship mentality. He should attend some weekly Gita classes to learn about the three enemies and take to Bhakti Yoga to dissolve anarthas in the heart.
Correct. No? So pride, lust, and anger. 3 times he lost his tapavalam. Who? Vishwamitra. And this is another fellow, yogi in the river. Who is it? Sabrimani. Read that. Because of what was the cause, trigger? The trigger is mating fishes. That was a distraction. So he was distracted by lust. Read that.
Don't let senses, eyes, flow towards sense objects. Contemplation on sense object produces lust eventually. Take association of devotees and develop higher taste by focusing on spiritual variety to transcend attraction to material variety. Since he offended Garuda, he could not cherish association of Krishna's devotees at that time.
So when we are living in a devotee community, if you pick up quarrel with devotees and become envious of devotees, then we can't associate with them with a innocent heart. We cannot associate. Then the result is what? We become dry in spiritual life, and then we become we go take a U-turn and go back to material enjoyment. Then that's how he fell away. Later on, becomes a devotee. And Bharat Maharaj, how was he distracted by a baby deer? Yeah. And what was the mistake? Misplaced compassion. Correct. What is solution for Bharat Maharaj we would like to give? Leave the deer with other deers. And now we focus on your Krishna consciousness. Correct. So everybody has some deer which can distract. Yeah.
Oh, I have a question. Is it okay to ask?
Yes.
Somebody asked me this question. I was not able to properly answer regarding Bharat Maharaj. Is that one reason Acharya has explained that Bharat Maharaj fall down because he was not surrounded by devotees.
Correct.
Nobody reminded him. But in next life also, as Jadabharata, again he was not surrounded by devotees. He
Actually,
kept himself.
Jadabharata was a moving personality. He was moving from place to place. Like he is speaking with our Rahugana. There he says, Tasman naro sanga susanga jato jnana sineheva vivrikna moha harim tadiga katana shrutabhyam. In that verse it says that one should always be surrounded by the devotees and hear Harikatha, which means he is doing it. Yeah, it may not be mentioned in Bhagavatam. If you read Vishnu Purana, Padma Purana, the same pastimes are there also. There you will get more details. There you will get more details. Actually, and also, when he met Rahugana, he saw that Rahugana is a pious personality because he was going for hearing Bhagavatam in Kapilashram, which means his intention was good while going in the palanquin. But even with good intention, King Rahugana, he became little proud and then he offended Jadabharata momentarily for a moment. And then when he found out Jadabharata is a great personality, then he got down and nullified his offense. Correct now? So then he felt that this is a befitting candidate for transcendental knowledge. Like that he felt. So he spoke to him. So his speaking also is a proof that he is not alone. He is with Rahugana now. So he is moving from place to place. And Rahugana, while speaking, Rahugana is insisting a lot on association, which means he must be getting association surely. So leave the deer with other deers. So distraction takes us away from the focus. So I showed you many examples now. One devotee abroad, he wanted to do, every time he would do class on different things like Ajamil and Chitraketu and all. One class he was giving on Bharat Maharaj. So he thought that for Bharat Maharaj class, some demo we should do. So he took one small deer with him to the class. But the problem was the deer was running all around the class. When he was speaking, nobody paid attention to him. Everybody was more interested in the deer. So at the end of the class, he said, my purpose is defeated. I wanted to teach you guys not to get distracted, but the small deer distracted all of you. He was selling. So therefore, like for example, in one house I used to go for a program. I used to sit like this only. And from here people will come. New people will come and join. No? Then what happened? Every time a person comes to the door, what people will do? Who is coming? Then they start, everybody's eyes are there. And they are not paying attention to what I am saying. Then after 10 minutes, I told them, please kindly move the sofa from here to that side. And they asked, why, Prabhuji, what is the reason? Is it any problem or something? I said, and now nobody will come. This is a fixed program. So once my sofa was put that side, then a newcomer will join always behind. Correct, no? Then there is no distraction. You all can do this in your program also. Make sure that there are no distracting elements for the audience, because they have to pay attention to the speaker. They have to hear attentively. That he says, Nivishtastat anugrahat. What is that verse? Tatra kirtayato vipra viprarishe bhuri tejasah aham chadyamam tatra nivishtastat anugrahat soham shravayishyami yatha ritam yatha mati. He is telling, in that assembly of great saintly persons where Parikshit was the main audience, I was also present there, he says. And the great sage, Shukadeva Goswami, was like effulgent sage with great transcendental wisdom. And my only qualification, he says, was Nivishtastat Anugrahat. I heard his talk very attentively, with rapt attention. That's a very famous purport. Prabhupada says that one who is pure in mind can pay rapt attention. Who is pure in mind? One who is pure in habits. He says. Who is pure in habits? One who is pure in eating, sleeping, mating, and depending. One who is pure. That means one eats only Krishna Prasad. One sleeps only as much as is needed to keep the body and soul together. Fresh. And similarly, one is mating to produce children to raise them in Krishna consciousness. And one is one defends one's Krishna consciousness by avoiding prajalpa, doers, all those other people. So in this way, one keeps oneself very, very Krishna conscious. Then Prabhupada writes that you can have a pure mind and rapt attention, he says. So distraction should be avoided. Please read this. 3.9.1 purport.
Srimad Bhagavatam 3.9.1 purport. The only supreme cause is Lord Vishnu, and in the intervening impediment to understanding him as such is illusionary energy. The Lord has employed his wonderful material energy in manifesting many, many wonderful distractions in the material world. And the conditioned souls, illusioned by the same energy, are thus unable to know supreme cause. The most stalwart scientists and philosophers, therefore, cannot be accepted as wonderful. They only appear wonderful because they are the instruments in the hands of illusory energy of the Lord.
So what is the point here? The scientists have become instruments in the hands of Maya Devi to make this smartphone to distract the whole world. That's the meaning of that. On the other hand, pure devotees like Prabhupada, they become instrument in the hands of internal potency to create ISKCON society and establish the deities and offer very easy to practice methods like Sankirtan, Prasadam, chanting, dancing, festivals, Rathayatra, coining varieties of nice engagements by which living entities can be reminded of the Lord. So we can become we can become dolls in the hand of Krishna or dolls in the hand of illusory energy. So scientists are becoming dolls in whose hands? Maya, yeah.
Under illusion, the general mass of people deny the existence of Supreme Lord and accept the foolish product of illusion energy as the Supreme.
Correct. No? They have to accept something as supreme. These guys are accepting smartphone as supreme. Correct. No? They don't have anything beyond this. They are just stuck. Sensual distraction and mental distraction. See here? And then this kind of distractions also cause, peer comparison, which leads to envy. Correct, no? You can see it causes depression, envy. Therefore, we need to be surrounded by people who are uplifting to us. Uplifting association. So, like here you see, Dhruva Maharaj got uplifting association from his mother and Narada. Correct now? Because of which he could see Lord Vishnu and perfect his life. And on the other hand, Suruchi was like sort of degrading him. She brought the worst out of Dhruva. Other is intellectual distractions. Actually, for those who are educated people, this is a very big distraction. Other than Prabhupada's books, many people want to read many other things. Correct? No? Not only in hard copy books. Nowadays, there are a lot of PDFs, soft copy, ocean of literature available, materials available, which are food for the intellect. Because some people speak very intellectually, in an intellectually astute way, but their content of the philosophy is impersonal. So we have to be very careful about impersonalistic philosophies, or the many of the self-help books which cannot give any purification. Yeah. So the kind of books we watch, we read, the movies we watch, music we hear. See, if you read from some book and speak in your lecture, people are going to ask you where you got it from. Huh? So that is why this is one thing that every intellectual person should think about. Like, it is all right to get, even from ChatGPT, you got some statistics, for example. Or you got some piece of, you can always say that I gathered information, it's all right. But at the same time, if you are going to read other, like for example, say you read something from Narayan Maharaj, for example, books, and then while speaking your lecture, you quoted something. People will ask you, oh, probably that is a new thing you are saying. Where is it from? And then you say, that's from Gaudiya Math book, from Narayan Maharaj, or it is from Kripalu Maharaj. If you see, Kripalu Maharaj's philosophy, what is his name? There is one very famous disciple of his, Mukundanand Swami. So he says, Nahi Guru, Nahi Chela, Kripalu Akela. That is his slogan. Nahi Guru, Nahi Chela, Kripalu Akela. That means he says that I don't accept Guru, I don't accept any disciples also. Because their path is like Sahajya path. You can actually directly connect with Krishna. Is it our path? Or our path? We are very strict about Guru Parampara. Without Guru Parampara, you cannot get any perfection in life. It's not possible. So you may not be aware. You may be innocently drawing information from various YouTube sources. Like for example, the Premanand Maharaj now. He is a great soul. In his Guru Parampara, Radha Vallabh Sampradaya or something, he is given Radha Mantra, let him chant it, go back to Godhead. But we are coming in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Parampara, where the Yugal worship is very much stressed. Yugal means Radha Krishna, Lakshmi Narayan, Sita Ram. You should not worship Radha alone or Lakshmi alone. That's not allowed. Because you will see that kind of Radha Dasyam is only for pure devotees, very exalted people. Like for example, Hanuman is sitting alone with Sita in Ashokavatika and talking for hours and hours. He can talk because it's like mother and son relation. Similarly, Lord Rama is telling Lakshman, take Sita into the cave, protect her, and I'll finish this Karadushan. And 14,000 soldiers. And Rama single-handed took his bow and arrow and finished all of them. But who can be with Sita alone? Which male can be alone with Sita? That's only Lakshman, because Lakshman actually sees her as a mother. He has not seen anything above her lotus feet. Once when Sita's ornaments were gathered, the monkeys gathered and they gave it to Ram. Ram showed it to Lakshman and asked, Lakshman, look at his ornaments and tell me, are they Sita's ornaments? Immediately Lakshman looked at the Nupur and said, yes, this is Mother Sita's. He said, he said, this I am very confident, but other ornaments I am not sure. That time one shloka he said, Naham Janami, Keyure, Naham Janami Kankane. One verse he said, I have not seen the necklace of Sita, I have not seen the bangles of Sita, I have not. So, therefore, somebody in the platform of Lakshman or Hanuman can experience the dasyam of internal potency directly. And everybody else has to worship the divine couple together. Therefore, we chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. If you worship Lakshmi alone, then Lakshmi will come in a owl. You know that? Lakshmi's Vahana is? But Lakshmi Narayan, when they come in which Vahan? Garuda. But Garuda, when Garuda is moving the wings, it's releasing Samaved. Huh? Whereas when owl is coming, owl will come in night time. So if owl is a nighttime creature, if you're going to get only Lakshmi, she will give you wealth which will destroy you. Huh? Why? Then we will indulge in nighttime activities like beer bar, permit room, cabaret dance. All these things happen at night. Huh? Yeah, it's very dangerous. So therefore, Lakshmi Puja should not be done alone. We should always do Lakshmi, and even if we do puja for Narayan alone is not a problem, because wherever Narayan is, who is there? Ah, Lakshmi will always be at his feet. But Lakshmi should not be worshipped alone. When I was saying these things in one lecture, one boy became angry with me. He said, "For me, money is God." He said, "I don't care what you say. For me, money is God." I said, "Money is not God. Money is Mrs. God." I said. He got confused. How? Money is Mrs. God? Because God is Narayana and Lakshmi is Mrs. Narayan. I said, correct. Then I told him, you should not run behind anybody's Mrs. Correct, no? You should have Mr. and Mrs. together. Huh? Then that fellow understood after that. Isn't it? So, therefore, nowadays college boys, girls are telling me, I tell them, please chant Hare Krishna. No, we are chanting Radha now. Why? Because they have heard from that Swamiji. Now they are thinking that. And when boys are saying Radha, Radha, actually they are so much stooped in lusty thoughts and activities because of social media reels and because of YouTube reels and all. What kind of Radha they can understand? Huh? They don't follow four-legged principles. They are roaming with different girls, different months. So what kind of Radha they can understand? Therefore, if somebody would say Radhe, Radhe, what purpose would say? Hare Krishna, you would say. That's the reason. Huh? So this can mislead the people. First, they should become properly situated, worshipping the divine couple. Yes.
Prabhuji, not naming anyone in particular, but there are some speakers now who are doing a lot of katha. I don't know from which parampara they are, but they are smart, young. They can speak very fluently, 3 hours.
Correct.
Nice show they can make,
Yeah.
and it's very attractive. But they don't talk about any process.
Correct.
They just talk about Radha also, Radha Tattva
Correct,
also.
yeah,
that,
correct.
They're from South India, some from Little North India, and sometimes I see even devotees, going to and attending them saying, "Why not this?" Who told that we should not hear from? Any advice from your side? What
See, in devotees also there are different levels. Say many of you are all preachers here. When you start preaching program, if somebody is going for such things, suddenly if you tell them no, then they will stop coming to your program. Then they will say that, these people say they are the only people giving knowledge, we can't hear from anybody, they will say. So first you get some commitment from them. They start chanting 4 rounds, 8 rounds, 12 rounds, 16 rounds. As they become insider, you are also offering them carrying, not only just weekly programs. Then you can tell to those people who are confidential people, you can tell them that, you see, you cannot, just like water, you don't drink any water anywhere. Only a sealed bottle water you drink. Similarly, you can't take knowledge from anywhere, from anybody, any Tom, Dick and Harry. You have to see which parampara they are connected to. Are they in proper line? There are people who don't have, they don't follow 4 related principles properly also. So we cannot accept knowledge from such people. So we have to be very careful and cautious while taking knowledge. I will give you one homework verse, 1.8.36. 1.8.36. In the purport, you will get some information about this. Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam. This Kunti Maharani section 1.8.36. Prabhupada says, why many people are not able to progress in spiritual life? Because the right type of knowledge is not going in. Like they are taking too many things, different things. So, and also some people are very good entertainers, where they can make you laugh like anything. Aaj ki aanand ki jai, people say, no? And there are some people who speak poetically also. On the spot, they can make poetry. There are people like that, no? You've seen some people, while speaking only, kada, 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 it comes like that for them. They can make poem on the spot. Some people can speak colorfully. They can make audience catch their belly and laugh. And some people have a vast knowledge of Puranas and everything. They They can speak from so, they have command of knowledge is there, but no practice. Big head, no practice. They have a lot of vast knowledge. So proper devotee means what? Most important thing is we have to be, first of all, aligned with Guru Parampara. And the knowledge is for application. Knowledge is not for just intellectual titillation. Knowledge is for application. Actually, even in Bible, Jesus said, one mustard, you may know mountain of knowledge, but at least one mustard seed you should apply. He said, at least. What's the use of knowing so much knowledge? So we should see the real life of a person. You go and see what kind of life a person is leading. Or is he just talking big, big things? So I've seen there are devotees who give kathas also, 7-day katha and all. Night they will be awake till 11, 11:30, 12 also. And morning program they won't get up. They get up at 8 o'clock. And the chanting they drag along and finish during the day. Little by little by little by little by. 12 baje ho gaya mala. Like that. So therefore, we all have to become very exemplary also. Sleep early, rise early, do the morning program nicely, Mangalarti, Nacharati, Drutsarati, chanting, japa, hearing the class. So as much as we are speaking, we should also make an effort to apply what we are speaking. So even devotees sometimes want some titillation, intellectual titillation. Now in ISKCON itself, many people are writing books now. The books are coming out. So many people come to the stall and ask for some, is there any new arrivals? People ask. So you keep on reading new arrival, but you don't read Prabhupada books. Then, therefore, once His Holiness Kadam Kanan Maharaj, I met him in Vrindavan. I asked him, Maharaj, so many books are coming even within ISKCON, what to do? I am very careful in hand-picking those books which can help me to strengthen my surrender to Prabhupada. That kind of books only we should read. Like Prabhupada Appreciation we have been reading in our gloss group, no? Why? Because that book reinforces our relationship with Prabhupada as our grand guru. Correct, no? So I asked Maharaj. Maharaj said, see, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam and CC is like rice, dal, sabji, chapati. All other books is like chutney, he said. And you decide how much chutney to take, he said. So that was a very graphic example. Because chutney you take too much or less? Less, little, yeah. He said 75% you read from Prabhupada books, he said, 75-80%. And then as much as you're reading that proportionately you can also, then you are protected. Correct, no? Yeah. Yeah, battle for our mind. So therefore we have to strengthen our intelligence by study of Prabhupada books, because intelligence has the Viveka Buddhi. We get the discrimination to know what is long-term benefit, short-term benefit, what is good, what is bad, what is right, what is wrong. As preachers, our intelligence mechanism has to be very strong, because you are not only going to practice yourself, you are going to guide others. You are going to guide others. We should be able to precisely quote references for what you are speaking. People will ask you, you said this, what is the proof for this? And people will ask you. You should be able to quote from Prabhupada's letters or from Prabhupada's purports or Prabhupada's lectures. We should be able to, and the more you can present it with logic and evidence and reason, then people are likely to come on forward step. They will come closer. Please read that.
Hare Krishna. One can know the supreme cause, the personality of Godhead, by the causeless mercy of the Lord, which is bestowed upon the Lord's pure devotees like Brahma and those in his disciplinic succession. But acts of penance only was Lord Brahma able to see. By acts of penance only was Lord Brahma able to see Garbhodakshay Vishnu. And by realization only could he understand the Lord as he is. Brahma was extremely satisfied upon observing the magnificent beauty and opulence of the Lord. And he admitted that nothing can be comparable to him. Only by penance can one appreciate the beauty and opulence of the Lord. And when one is acquainted with that beauty and opulence, one is no longer attracted by any other. This is confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita 2.59. Param drishtva nivartate.
So for preachers, this is a very, very important point. At the dawn of creation, Lord Garbhodaksha Vishnu created the first child, Brahma, in his lotus navel. From that he produced Brahma. So Brahma saw the all over everywhere it was enveloped by darkness. Everywhere. He couldn't understand who am I, why am I born here, what am I supposed to do? Absolutely no knowledge. So he got down from the lotus and walked to the stem, and he exactly came and stood in the navel of Vishnu. And looking around, still he didn't say anything. Can you imagine? Standing right at the navel of Vishnu. And he couldn't understand anything. Again, he climbed up and went back and sat in the lotus. At that time, Lord Garbhodaksha Vishnu took pity on him and gave him an instruction, tapa. He gave him. Tapa means, and he revealed the meaning also, austerity, and do austerity. You will understand everything. And then Lord Krishna played his flute and sent the Kama Gayatri mantra into the ears of Brahma. So when he got the mantra to chant and the penance to perform, then he started doing it for 100 celestial years. With closed eyes, when he opened the eyes, it was like fully lit up with, it's like sun lit up in the morning, or like tube light lit up in a dark room, like that. At the first thing he saw was Vishnu's lotus feet with a nupur. Then he saw the golden dhoti, then jeweled belt. Then he saw the chest of the Lord with Kaustuba jewel, and also the golden hair in his chest. Then he saw the 4 bluish arms with Shankha Chakra Gada Padma. Then the smiling face and the Mukut and Kundal, and smiling Lord. That's the darshan. What you are seeing here, that's what he got, the darshan. Which means, here comes the most important point. The darshan of Vishnu was revealed to Brahma by penance. Similarly, every preacher has to do penances to get spiritual strength, without which our preaching will not be effective. For example, how is my chanting quality? How is my morning program? How is my reading and hearing? How is my reflection and my thought process? How is my contemplation? So, unless we become sober in our mind, we can't be naughty like monkeys. We can't be very fidgety or careless or casual, speaking all kinds of prajalpa to people. See, if you're a prajalpa speaking preacher, then you will also get followers who will also be of similar nature. And both will have good fun, both preacher and his followers. But both will not become serious devotees. And I have seen people like that also. There was one preacher who had a habit of reading newspaper in his smartphone, hours and hours. So, because how can I hide it? Some of his students saw that. Then they also started opening newspaper and reading it. So this preacher was telling me, Prabhu, people are, how can I stop them? He said, first you have to stop. Only then they will stop. Correct, no? There are many things we may be doing which we may not want to do. But seeing us, what are they going to do? More things are caught than taught. It is said. Generally, we want people to do what we teach or what is caught by them. Which one? Yeah, that's what we expect. But what they do? They will do things based on observation. They will exactly not do what you tell them to do. They will only do what you do. They'll copy. So therefore, the best way to make them do is to do it oneself. Like for example, if one says that, hey, all of you guys go out and distribute books, you say, but then I am not going, then what they will do, they will say that, it's like engine is staying back and telling all bogies to go ahead. It'll be like the bogies cannot go. Engine has to lead from the front. So therefore, here the penance is the first thing. Because penance, what is the advantage of penance? I will tell you. Our morning penances uh, gift us with a devotional disposition in our mindset, and that gets imbued during the day when we render devotional service. And in case my morning chanting, my hearing, my reading, my class has not been effective, then my day's activity becomes passionate. And there is no element of devotion. So, just like for example, when Lord Krishna put the shank in his mouth and then he blew it, when he blew it, at that time the whole white color shank became reddish. Similarly, Prabhupada says, a devotee's life becomes imbued with devotion by coming in contact with Krishna through the morning sadhana. Like that. So, Brahma's morning sadhana is this, what he did. So for this, he got 4 blessings. He got. What is the first thing he got? Lord Vishnu shook his hands. That is called as appreciation. Then Lord Vishnu gave him a responsible position of being the leader of the whole universe. Thirdly, he told him revelation. He revealed the Vaikuntha planets to him, how they look like. God. And fourthly, he gave him benedictions. You can ask me for any benediction, he said. So all these things are gift of penance. Similarly, when you do, like all of you sitting here, you have been chosen for leadership by Leelanpu and his good wife. Why? Because amongst the total lot of people coming for Gachibowli or this Nalagandla, Nirendra Prabhu also. So in your program, the leader must have observed, okay, this person is coming more regularly and more enthusiastic in book distribution, preaching. So at one point of time, you were handpicked, one couple, and then you were sent to a particular colony to start preaching. Correct? No? So you are given a responsible position by Prabhuji. Correct? No? So and also he must have given you appreciation also. You get appreciation through WhatsApp for nice preaching you are starting, and they must have come personally to see your program, how it is going on, and then glorify you. So you get appreciation, you get a responsible position, and you get benediction award, gulab jamuns, some special prizes, benedictions. And also the revelation comes as per your commitment and surrender. Some revelation is happening to all of us, otherwise we won't be staying in ISKCON. Correct? No? Very fact, we are getting some inspiration from within the heart. We are going on and on with that. So, and the more and more affection for Krishna, like our relationship with Krishna has to become more tighter and more purer and more stronger. More tighter means what? Now is it a tight connection or a weak connection? See, what is weak connection? Switch, if you put on the tube light, it will be on. You take out the finger, it will be off. How many of you have seen such a tube light? Special. You seen tube light? As long as you press the button, it is on. When you take off the hand, that means connection is strong or loose. Similarly, some devotees, you have to follow them up. Ho gaya kya? Ho gaya kya? Ho gaya kya? Otherwise, they won't do. Correct, no? Some people, once you just put the button, leave it, it's done. Correct, no? So, similarly, if our connection is weak with Krishna, we have to be pushed for everything. Correct? That means the connection is not very strong. And purer means what? Dhruva Maharaj went to forest with an impure motive of getting some kingdom and things, selfish motive. But then after doing penance, he became purified and he had a pure desire, only to love and serve, isn't it? Kacham Vichanman Abhidivya Ratnam Swamin Kritarthosmi Varam Neyacha, he said. So relationship became purer. So relationship should become tighter, purer, stronger with the Lord. That happens by these penances. So next time I come, I will continue this. 3 essentials in the path of bhakti for a preacher. Bhakti Shakti, Preeti Lakshanam and Dakshata. I'll elaborate on this next time. Any questions till now?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, just one question I had. In Bhagavatam, we all know that Krishna is the Supreme Lord and he's the avatari. But is there any mention of devotees who outside the 10th canto where they worshipped Krishna instead of Vishnu?
Devotees outside the 10th canto. But even Uddhava is talking about Krishna to Vidura. You find in the first canto, second canto, third canto, there's a lot of mention. Like for example, in the first canto, Krishna is leaving Hastinapur, and then he's entering Dwaraka. They are coming in the first canto. It comes. Actually, it's not that Krishna's information is only in 10th canto. It is there all over, but it is in sprinkled. Little here, little there, little here. But then in 10th canto, it's a full-blown elaboration on Krishna's pastimes. Yeah.
Like
See, the
Ambarish
first
Maharaj.
introduction of Krishna comes in the first canto, 7th chapter. That's the first introduction. See, that way, the first introduction is the first verse only. The word Vasudeva is there. Om Namo Bhagavate. Yeah, that is Krishna's name. Similarly, you also find Vasudeva Para Veda, Vasudeva Para Makaha, Vasudeva Para Yoga, Vasudeva Para Kriyaha. Vasudeva param jnanam, Vasudeva param tapaha, Vasudeva paro dharmo, Vasudeva paragati. The first canto is also. So Vasudeva name is there in many places. And the pastimes of Krishna are also there, as I told you, first canto, 7th chapter, and then 10th chapter, 11th chapter. Even 8th chapter, Kunti is speaking to Krishna when he's leaving for Hastinapur. 9th chapter also, Bhishma Pitama. He's talking to Krishna directly. Krishna comes there also. Many places he comes. You'll see that. But more elaborate, exhaustive, focused presentation is in 10th canto. 90 chapters. It's all only about Krishna mainly. Yeah, anybody else?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
I have two questions, Prabhuji. First question is, we have seen in Lilamrit also, Prabhupada's initial life was very much struggle while he was a Grahastha, and
Correct.
he wrote multiple times to his Guru Maharaj that I am in this Grahastha life and
Correct.
how can I serve you?
Correct.
But I know Prabhupada heard his Guru Maharaj very attentively. Is that the secret how he was able to surrender so much and attached so much? You told that is one of the key that even when he got chest pain, he immediately went to New York and took shelter. So how about us? We are also struggling so much, but we are lacking that kind of attachment to our Guru. So
Correct.
what is
So, Prabhupada met his Guru only 3 times or 4 times, only, not many times. But he was attached to Guru's sound vibration. The attachment to Vani is far more stronger than attachment to the Vapu. Vapu is here today, it will be gone tomorrow. But Vani, the purpose is the spiritual master lives in his sound vibration and the follower lives with him. Even after the Guru disappears from the scene, the Vani continues to guide the disciple. Correct, no? See, for all of us, 2 people are very important. Prabhupada is the founder of ISKCON and our spiritual master. And we also have Shiksha coming from various Shiksha gurus we have. And we also get strength from studying the scriptures. Some people are very expert in studying scriptures and drawing energy from the scripture. Some people derive a lot of strength from the holy name also. And some people carry Shraddha from the previous lives also. So there are 6 items which deliver you jointly. So you have to have a solid amount of Shraddha in any of these 6 items. Like either you have strong faith in Prabhupada, a strong faith in Diksha Guru, a strong faith in Shiksha Gurus, a strong faith in scripture, a strong faith in the holy name, or you are carrying Nishtha kind of Shraddha coming from many lifetimes you carry. Some people, like our Vishwakirti Prabhu in our temple, how he does Harinam Sankirtan. 3 times a day he sings 3 hours practically. He never gets tired, correct now? So you have to find out, like here we have one Balram Gopal Prabhu sitting here, who has come here, special guest here. So Balram Gopal Prabhu, in 2022, he was a student of biology in LA, studying. So one of our devotees, Devavrat Prabhu, was distributing books. So he got a copy of Bhagavad Gita. So he got very inspired and started coming there. And then very quickly, he got initiated and he moved into the temple. After that, 2023. Then next time he got copy of Bhagavatam set and CC also. Chatamrit set. Now he started practicing. He is in Pune for some time. So there are devotees like this, although they are born in countries like America, they have a very strong faith, which is coming from many lifetimes, correct now? So in this way, we have to have strength in one of the 6 items or strength in multiple items also, right now. So wherever the Shraddha is very strong in these items, then our progress is faster. And Shraddha is very weak Shraddha, then progress is slow. So we can strengthen also our Shraddha. For example, learning scripture from somebody whom you very much adore, learning from them, then that strengthens your understanding of the Shastra also. Similarly, holy name, why we attend holy name seminars, read holy name books and everything. Whole idea is to strengthen our faith in the holy name. Correct? No? Similarly, there are many Shiksha Gurus. Every Shiksha Guru has a different style of presentation. But certain people's style of teaching, like I heard this Pranavanand Bose speaks in Telugu. Why? One of the reasons I came to know, one boy told me, people like it very much is, he speaks very refined type of Telugu he speaks, very decent Telugu he speaks. Very similar to Chinnajiri Swami. Because from childhood he has heard from Chinnajiri Swami. Because his mother is Chinnajiri Swami's disciple. So he has seen him, heard from him, he's very fond of him. So he speaks also like that. And he quotes Annamacharya and all those many pastimes of Alvas and everything. So people are able to gel with his teaching because he presents in a very South Indian style of presentation. But he presents Krishna consciousness. Correct? So that blend people like very much. So therefore, there are many different type of preachers. But if any preacher's style of presentation resonates with our heart, then we can hoop more and more. Because if that person is able to increase your faith, then you should take advantage. Some people are able to connect with some preacher and draw a lot of spiritual energy from the preacher. There are people who write messages to me saying that, Prabhu, every day I hear 1 or 2 lectures from yours. And there are people who say, Prabhu, I'm every day hearing Amarendra Prabhu, but I don't know how to connect with him. Then I connect them to Amarendra Prabhu also. There are people who hear from Gauranga Darshan Prabhu, Ramogila Prabhu, Gauranga Prabhu. So even in this generation, or even the higher Prabhupada disciples also, there are people who like to hear from Gauranga Swami's tapes, Shivaram Swami's lectures like that. So one has to find, there are people who hear Radha Swami's disciples who hear Maharaj's lectures every day, 1 or 2 lectures. While going in the car, they put on, they hear. So you have to find out which sound vibration is resonating with your heart. You know the resonance principle? Like 2 forks. If you vibrate this, sound comes in, because that's the resonance principle. That means your heart is able to connect with what the person is speaking. And also, you many times, like there are followers of Chaitanya Charan Prabhu also. They are mad after him, Chaitanya Prabhu, some people, Morning Chaitanya Prabhu, afternoon Chaitanya Prabhu, evening Chaitanya Prabhu, they will hear. People, they are very fond of his, because intellectually he presents, He has a certain style of presenting. Some people like that. And also he plays with words also, he twists, correct, no? He says, if you eat waste, it will show up in your waist. you know, you know. So we have to find out from where we are able to get the spiritual shelter, strength, and then take advantage. And basically, we have to see what is boosting our Shraddha. That's the most important thing. That if Shraddha is increased, then I can run very fast in spiritual life. Correct, no? I develop Shraddha in all the spiritual items. Yeah.
So is that speed okay, Prabhuji? Whatever we may gain, the momentum.
Yeah.
As you are saying, we might be hearing from Prabhupada class, and also one whose frequency matches with ours.
Correct.
And we might be reading as much
frequency
as...
match is not only about your liking. It also is about, I'm not saying that you should like it. I'm saying you should increase your Shraddha. That's the difference. See, if I like somebody to hear, that may be my manoranjan for my mind. Or if I like to hear somebody because he gives new piece of information always, that is for my intellect. For intellect, the food is information. For the mind, the food is entertainment. For the heart, shelter. So you have to get that shelter. You should feel that when you hear that sound, it gives you a deep sense of shelter. Oh, my Lord, this makes me, you become free from shoka moha bhaya. Then you're getting shelter. So we have to look for that type of shelter. It's very important. Clear, no?
Yes.
Thank you, Shri Prabhupada ki. Thank you very much, Prabhu, for the... Is there prasad for everybody? Okay.
Yes, we have. You have a question back?
Extension of that.
Yes. Yeah, give the mic to Mataji.
Can you take the question?
I can take, yeah. Give the mic to her, yeah.
Prabhuji, the same chapter where Brahma is instructing Narada,
Yeah.
Prabhupada writes there that when Brahma heard the instruction tapa, he got the intelligence to understand it is beneficial for me and let me do that.
Yes.
So how did that intelligence come in Brahma that, he...
That didn't supplied by the super soul only.
Oh. Yeah.
Super soul is matta smritiri jnanam
Yeah.
apanam cha.
Yeah. But Prabhu, how, when we want to apply that, what should be done? Because
see, for us, many sounds are coming from inside. Some sounds are coming from our mind.
yes, Prabhu.
Some from the intelligence. Some from false ego. Some from the super soul also. So the super soul is the one who gives us guilty feeling whenever we do something wrong. And the super soul also sometimes gives us direction, guidance. So what I used to do also in my life, whenever I got some intuition from within, I used to ask my Guru Maharaj that, Maharaj, I'm feeling if I do this, it'll be better. And Maharaj will say yes or no. And take it from him. Somebody who is guiding us, we check with them in the beginning. So one day I asked Maharaj a question. Maharaj, many times I'm asking you and doing the thing. What if you are abroad, I'm unable to connect with you? Then he said, if you have been always doing what I told you to do, then even in my absence, what you do will be in line with what I may want you to do. Like that he said. So therefore, if we always align with our guidance and training always, then as time will come when the internal voice you get will properly guide you. Correct now? The cleaner, purer we become in our motives, in our offerings, in our intentions, then one can hear the voice of the super soul. Hmm?
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Jai Shri Prabhupada ki. So who are all the preachers, Leela and Prabhu? 15 or 20 programs are going on. They can raise the hand.